It's Cat Clash Week on North Metro TV. On Tuesday, the Lady Cougars took down the Panthers on their home floor, but the boys returned the favor. Last night at Fogarty Arena, the Bengals looked to avenge their earlier loss to the Cougars and get into their flow, but Centennial took a 3-1 lead late into the third period. Before Cole Hansen wrecked the water bottle with just 22 left in regulation to send the game to OT. That's when things got Rickle. Carson Rickles notches the OT game winner to finish the comeback. Tonight, Lady Cougars and Bengals rematch after Centennial's furious comeback victory after 3 weeks ago, beating the Buzzer and the Bengals. Another score to settle as Cat Clash Week comes to a conclusion. Live from Blaine High School, we have a North Metro TV production coming at you, a Cat Clash between the 16-3 Centennial Cougars and the 14-4 Blaine Bengals. Alongside Alex Zappa, I'm Tom Dierberger. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on North Metro TV. We've got a good one today, Alex, and we're ready to get this one underway.
Well, as you mentioned, it's the Cat Clash. It's rivalry week. It's a border battle. And two teams, one team has 3 losses, one team has 2. So it's fun to see our teams here, North Metro TV, playing their best basketball. And it comes to a head here today, Friday night. Hoops, nothing better.
That's right. These two teams met on January 7th. Centennial escaping with a 65-62 win. Close one. The Cougars went on a big run right at the end. We'll get into all that later in the broadcast, but we're ready to do this one again. We're ready to run it back. Absolutely,
and I think for the visiting team, Centennial, it starts with Hannah Herzig. She is someone who, when this game was played previously this year, played such a huge role. Someone in the last minute and a half took over, 6 points, 2 steals. And Hannah Herzig is one of these players. She's the 3rd leading scorer on Centennial right now. And in these type of rivalry games, when you know each other, the best players are going to play well. They know how to perform on the big stage. It's that 3rd player, that 4th player, maybe that 1st or 2nd player coming off the bench. How do they perform in a rivalry game? How do they adequate themselves to the situation? Hannah Herzig did that last time. They're going to need her to have another big performance tonight.
That's right. She scored 6 of their final 7 points in that come from behind victory. A big one for the Cougars. And on the other side, the Bengals put together a 14-win season, great year, and all because of this young lady, Kayla Bohr, their leading scorer, nearly 20 points per game.
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous. You take a look, 55% from 3, and she's 5'10", playing the point with that type of length. A matchup nightmare. I'm going to be interested to see who Centennial puts on. I would put on Anderson. We'll see what they do. When you can shoot, it opens up an ability to get to the basket. When you can get to the basket, it spaces the floor, and it gives your other shooters a chance to get wide open shots. That's what's made this team so successful this year. It's why they're trying to get into that top 10. Centennial right now, I believe, the 9th-ranked team in the state. If the Bengals beat them tonight, I think they might start creeping in.
It'll be a good one, a Northwest Suburban Conference collision between Blaine and Centennial. Coming up next on North Metro TV.
Pecorino, Campidoglio, vino rosso, vino bianco, cappuccino, rigoletto, cannaletto, saccomano. Vaporetto, Portofino, Leonardo, Amaretto, Marco Polo, Parmigiano, Caravaggio, Arlecchino. Allegretto ma non troppo, piano piano, Bardolino. Viva, 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 viva l'Italia, viva l'Italia, viva, 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 viva l'Italia che mi va.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable. and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Tom Dierberger alongside Alex Zampa. We're ready to play some basketball here tonight between two great teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference, Centennial and Blaine.
This is when it's a rivalry game. These teams have already played each other this year. It was a close game. How do you make adjustments? This game was in the low 60s last time, and that's where these teams' points per game's average is. This game was played at the pace both teams wanted to. Which team is going to assert their identity? Both teams have a lot of length. Their guards are tall. Their forwards are even taller. How does the length play a role in this game? Are we going to see more three-point shooting? Are we going to see more action around the arc? Or is this going to be a game battled on the inside? We'll see how it goes. I think for Blaine, the key's going to be shooting. They're a three-point shooting team behind Bohr. They have a bunch of other shooters, though, too. Garfield can shoot the ball a little bit. Haney as well. And on the other side for Centennial, they have some shooters, too. But Centennial makes their money playing defense. Blaine makes their money shooting threes. Which one conquers over the other? I think that's who's going to win the game.
And it was a great game the last time these two teams matched up. You mentioned it previously there, but Centennial came out with a 65-62 win. Blaine went on an 11-4 run in the closing minutes to open up a 4-point lead with 1:30 to play, but Hannah Herzig took over for the Cougars. She scored 6 of their last 7 points, and the Cougars escaped with a 3-point victory. And these Blaine Bengals, they're looking for their first win over Centennial since January 22nd, 2016.
Wow.
So, over the 4-year mark.
And that has to be in your brain at least a little bit. These players have been on this team, obviously, for a while. If they're not on varsity, they've been on JV, and they've seen the varsity team lose. When it's in the second half, you're down the last 5 minutes. You saw last game. They couldn't close. Are you thinking about last game? Are you thinking about the history? Or are you staying in the moment? And I'm sure for Blaine and head coach Chris Bruce doing, that's what's been the message this week, is stay in the moment, each play at the time. Don't think about the history. Don't think about the situation. Every possession matters. Treat it with the utmost importance as you can. And I think if Blaine does that, they have the talent to absolutely win this game and defeat a team right now inside the top 10. Northwest Suburban's on fire, Tom. I love it.
It's great. Should be a great matchup. We just met the starters there. We'll run through them quickly. The Blaine Bengals coached by Chris Brewstuen. They are led by Kayla Bohr, also starting for the Bengals. It was Bohr, Madge Haney, Anna Garfield, Allison Terry, and Madison Schmidt. And on the other bench, it's Jamie Sabulik and the Centennial Cougars. They're led by Jenna Geyer. Geyer's their starter, as well as Jody Anderson, Grace Johnson, Hannah Herzig, and Camille Cummings.
And I think a really interesting matchup is going to be Geyer and whoever guards her for Blaine. It could be Madison Schmidt. I don't think she has enough girth to her to match up with Geyer. Could it be Garfield? Maybe, but she usually guards wings. That's the biggest matchup I see is Jenna Geyer. And then obviously Kayla Bohr with her length, typically someone who you're going to have a matchup problem for. Jamie Sabulik, the head coach for Centennial. It's going to be really interesting to see how he utilizes Jenna Geyer, because I don't think there's anyone in this game that can defend her. And for Chris Bruce doing, how do you get threes? How do you create opportunities? See what happens.
And the opening tip is won by Madison Schmidt and the Bengals. We get a quick shot off and a quick 2 points. Madge Haney makes it a 2-0 Bengals lead here in the opening seconds.
Haney's so good at finding space on the floor and creating whatever shot she needs to get it to go in.
There's Anderson. Her shot rattles off. Fighting for a rebound, Anderson falls to the floor. Centennial comes away with it. Geyer clean jumper. Anderson offensive rebound and a foul. A lot of hustle there by Jody Anderson. She'll head to the free throw line.
And you saw the tenacity, you mentioned it, Tom. The ability to get those offensive boards, so important, second chance opportunities. Another thing, fouls. You get an early foul on Kayla Bohr. Maybe she has to go out early on in the first half. That gives you a huge chance for Centennial. Centennial's aggressive, gets these Blaine starters maybe in foul trouble. How does the bench pick up the slack later on?
And Anderson's second free throw is good. He goes 2 for 2, and we're tied up 30 seconds into this one. Allison Terry brings down the ball for the Bengals. The Blaine scores nearly 64 points per game as a circus shot by Kayla Bohr goes in.
That's so hard. The up and under, the finesse. And Centennial, frankly, you got to block that shot if you're going to have that shot off in the post. But it goes to Bohr, too, finding that space in that lane and getting it off. Very impressive.
Something about Kayla Bohr, she's not afraid to shoot the basketball, and she just finds ways to get the ball in the hoop, like you saw there. Madge Haney walks it across the timeline. And Blaine sets up in front of their home crowd here at Blaine High School. Bohr inside, bangs it off the backboard and in. Kayla Bohr, 4 points on the night, a 4-point lead.
So you see a front-facing layup and then a classic post-up. I mean, 2 possessions, 2 completely different scores, both in the box. That goes to show you her talent level at this level.
Jenna Geyer slow to get up. But she looks like she'll be okay sticking this game. It'll be Blaine basketball.
They're going to call an offensive foul here. Let's see. I don't really see anything. I mean, Geyer fell. Maybe Schmidt ran into her, but then why does Blaine have the ball? Who knows? Geyer's okay, though. That's what we want to see. Oh, great hand by Anderson.
There's a steal for the Cougars. Grace Johnson hurls it ahead to Anderson. Anderson goes to work, throws it up with the left hand. No, gets her on rebound. Got it to go. Anderson has 4 points, so do the Cougars.
I mean, when you can be 5'11", have that type of leaping ability and athleticism to crash the boards and get those rebounds, just so good.
Bohr. He misses her first field goal attempt of the night.
And Anderson already has 15 rebounds, I think. I mean, my word.
Scooped up another one there. Anderson with the top of the key. Hannah Herzig, nice drive. And gets the shooter's roll to go. Hannah Herzig's on the scoreboard, and we're tied up.
Well, she goes with the Euro step, right foot stomp, goes back over to the left, and then the French finish with the left, too. The skill level from the 6-foot sophomore, you gotta love it.
Hannah Herzig had 12 points last game. We have an offensive foul called on Madge Haney on the far side there.
And Herzig's been a problem for Haney. Herzig's been glued to her the whole start of this game. How does Haney adjust? Can she get Anderson off of her? You don't want her flustered. She's gonna be important in this game.
So 2 team fouls so far on Blaine. One on Haney, one on Kayla Bohr. Here's Anderson. Finding a way. Yes, sir. Jody Anderson's on fire tonight, 6 points.
Well, Herzig goes to Euro step last possession, and then Anderson does the exact same thing. So Blaine's crowding the paint, but Centennial skills winning right now.
There's a nice drive and a basket and a Garfield. Seen some impressive basketball here tonight, Alex.
And the pace is outrageous.
Herzig, her shot doesn't go. Bohr rips away the rebound. And here's Madge Haney. Big threat to score from the 3-point line, but she'll take it in. Put up a floater and cash it.
And that was interesting. Herzig gave her the left-hand slot. She takes it and then beat her with the speed. Second floater she's made this game. That's been a good shot for her.
Johnson, a distributor on this Centennial team full of scorers. Here's Geyer, loses it, and it will stick with the Cougars.
And the first touch for Geyer this game so far, for the 6 possessions, she hasn't even touched it yet. Finally gets it inbound there. Schmidt doing a good job of denying the ball. You want to know how you stop the best players? You don't let them get in the first place.
Schmidt, an outstanding defender. Cummings, let's go with 3. That's no good. And Haney the rebound. This 3-point attempt for Centennial as this one will stick with the Bengals. We'll get a substitution. Some new names in here for Blaine. Checking in will be Latasia Franklin and the inbounder Lexi Emdeek. Coming off the bench for the Bengals.
And with Haney and Bohr coming out of the game, how does Garfield facilitate some offense now being ready to score on the court?
Good cut and a basket. Lexi Emdeek. 12-8 lead for the home team. Blaine Bengals hungry for a win over their rival Cougars. Geyer gets it. Geyer's met. And a foul is called. Geyer will get free throws.
That was really good help defense by Franklin, and I don't think Franklin, so let's take a look at this. Geyer in the post, Schmidt's off balance, it's a great matchup. Franklin sees that Geyer's gonna spin around and go up, gets hands on it. I think the foul's on Schmidt.
As the first free throw falls for Geyer.
And they're gonna give the foul to Franklin. I totally disagree. I think Schmidt on the body fouled her. I think Franklin got all ball. That was really good help.
You can see what head coach Chris Bruce doing. Strategy is to eliminate Geyer. See her doubled in the post a couple times already here tonight.
Yeah, they're going to force Centennial to kick out and shoot, and they think that they can shoot better. And so far this season, they've shown they can.
Garfield wants to drive, and she'll do so. Layup good. Back to a 4-point lead for the Bengals. Up ahead quickly to Anderson. Anderson looking for that backboard that's been her friend all night. And it comes away empty. I believe we have a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Cougars.
It's interesting on that last possession, though. You have Garfield driving. Geyer could have had the help, but if you go to help, then you leave Madison Schmidt wide open. So for Centennial, when you see those drives, it's about getting that defense to crawl back so you're not leaving anyone open. Leave those shooters at the top. Make them make a shot. You don't want to give up easy ones.
Here's Johnson. Her shot doesn't go. Haney, who's back in the game alongside Bohr. Haney will hustle it down. Float one up. Short. And Johnson the rebound.
It's her third attempt, the floater from that exact spot.
Here's a two-pointer, long two. Her foot was on the line. Geyer the rebound. Anderson thinks about the three. Leaves the left hand and score. Jody Anderson brought her A game tonight.
A right-handed shooter. That's the second time she's finished with the left at the rim, and every time she's pump faked at the three-point line and driven to the basket. She obviously likes her matchups going to the rim in this game.
Haney finds a cutting Embiid. Outside, Garfield, long three, no. Chased down. And in the hands of Haney. Bohr lets loose from three. That's short. And Geyer here to grab the rebound, but it's off her and out of bounds. Blaine basketball.
And Bohr upset with herself. Good shooters don't need their feet to be set to make shots. Her feet were a little bit funky, but her top half, her top torso, was in a good position to make the bucket. She misses short, and that's what can happen when you don't get your feet set, but she can make that shot. She knows it.
Bohr finds herself open underneath the basket. Cashes in for two more. 6 points for Bohr. It's 16-12 Bengals.
It's good to find that mid-range touch on those jump shots. It definitely helps you get a feel when you step behind the arc.
Here's a floater for the Cougars. Haley Herzig, the older sister of Hannah Herzig, but misses as Bohr loses the ball. Jody Anderson the steal. Cougars have numbers. Grace Johnson pushes it ahead. Here's a three for Herzig. That's off the mark. And this one will go with Blaine. Good rebound there for Madison Schmidt. Be a foul.
There's Herzig's shot, comes up short. And here's what, you like Madison Schmidt getting the board, but I love Centennial's ability to be aggressive, challenge the ball, get the jump ball, so now the possession arrow is going their way next time. Instead of just letting them get that rebound, kick it out, now crowd the ball, force them to make a play.
Foul called on Geyer as Bohr chucks one up, no. Geyer the rebound, again tied up. And a jump ball is the call.
Wow.
Geyer ends up on the floor. And possession arrow in favor of the Bengals.
Same thing we saw last possession, Geyer and Schmidt. This is going to be a great battle all game long. Neither of them wants to give up. Geyer, 6'2", but Madison Schmidt, 6 foot, state champ at the long jump.
High arcing three, got it. First three-point make of the game for the Bengals. It's 19-12, ball's loose. Bohr controls. Madge Haney, look out, she can get hot. Just looking for a pick. She'll float one up, short. Geyer, the rebound, and gives the ball to Anderson before she falls. Here's Anderson. Working it outside. In the corner, three-pointer, City Cougs off the mark. And off a Bengal, it'll be Centennial basketball. You said, Alex, the pace of this one.
I mean, they're getting up the court and they're facilitating offense. They're absolutely not messing around. Great high screen pick by Madison Schmidt on that last Blaine possession. Haney got caught in between two shots. She wanted to do the floater. She's a little bit far away from the basket. Got in between the jump shot and the floater.
Anna Herzig connects with Anderson for the basket, and Anderson is up to double figures. You're 7.5 minutes in.
In Garfield's match, he's on the defense on her, and she just got lost in that, inbounds play.
There's Garfield with it now. Haney gets it stripped. Here comes Sydney Cougs. Cougs with the right hand. Awkward shot, got it to go. It's a three-point ball game. Haney hustles it down. Centennial fans want to travel, they won't get it. Centennial quickly the other way. Herzig, they have numbers. Anderson goes up with the right hand off the backboard in. It's a 1-point game.
And Anderson bailed her out. Herzig was dribbling with her head down. She's got to look up and see that she has a 3-on-1. She made that pass just a little bit too late, but Anderson's athleticism and strength doesn't matter on the block. She's tough to beat.
Garfield, nice drive. Overshoots. Boar's there, though. Pick up the slack and the bucket. 21-18. Just about halfway through this first half. It's been a fun one for the team, as the team lead with 8 points for the Bengals. Herzig to her sister. And back to the younger Hannah. Hannah's gonna shoot a three, that's no good. Out of nowhere comes Herzig. And a nice cut. Anderson's there, 2 points.
And for the Blaine Bengals, you need a box out. I mean, you need to get a body on Jody Anderson. She has 14 points, almost all of them coming on putbacks or down low on the block hook shots. She's been a matchup problem. You got to figure out what you're going to do with Jody Anderson.
Jody Anderson's season average is 14.9. So a basket there, the Bengals respond. And we'll get our first timeout of the ball game. It'll be a full timeout for the Bengals. Head coach Chris Bruce doing talk things over with his team, but Jody Anderson.
And so here's on this drive, Madison Schmidt gets 2 on her, and then Bohr goes up. And the guard kind of did go down, but she just did it to kind of do it because she should. She didn't actually have some intensity on that defense. Bohr now in double figures. Her activity on the glass has been incredible in this game. She's been clashing down to the basket. Both teams really doing that, doing a good job of being aggressive, but the offensive rebounding in this game has been absolutely incredible. Bunch of second chance points. And to me, that's been because of the pace. Players are out of position. They're losing sight of their defenders. Do you see zone from one team to slow up the pace? Probably not, because frankly, we haven't seen much shooting either. We only have one made three in this game by Blaine. Centennial, I don't think, has made one yet. So 20-23, Bengals ahead by 3, about where you thought this game would be. I mean, I don't think either of us thought it was going to be a blowout. But the thing that has surprised me certainly has been the pace. The scoring hasn't been incredibly high so far, but the speed of this game has been impressive. I don't know if it's sustainable. We'll see.
Centennial trailing by 3. We'll get it after the timeout. Grace Johnson, the lone senior starter for this young Centennial squad, handles it there. And here's Herzig inside, trying to get it to Geyer, off the hand of Geyer, out of bounds. Bengals ball. Bengals picking up the tenacity on defense on that possession.
Bengals got a lot of length. Again, most nights they come on the court, they're easily the tallest team. Centennial's one of the few that can match up with their size. Bengals have more experience. How does that play a role as this game goes on and gets tighter, especially on their home court?
The Bengals trying to set something up here. Ava Meglin, the sophomore forward, getting her first minutes of the ball game as a shot or a pass falls in the hands of Endick, and she nails it for the triple. She's got 5 points. The Bengals able to respond to anything the Cougars have brought to them.
And she wanted that ball earlier, too. She was wide open. Took the guard a while to see her, but when she finally did, she was ready to go.
Geyer with the left hand, got it to go. So a tough defensive matchup for Meglin. As Madison Schmidt takes a breather for Blaine.
No, sorry, Tom, but that's Geyer's only her second basket. She needs to do more in this one.
Ball out of bounds. Refs discussing the call. They stick with the Blaine Bengals. And here we go, just over 7 minutes to go. This first half, 4-point ball game. There's a shot off the hand of Herzig. Good defense. Stephanie Frederick looking for her first points of the game off the bench for Blaine.
Yeah, I mean, she got the shot, pump fakes, and then drove. She just seems to have a little bit more intensity on that first set. The defender caught up, got a piece of it, inbound for the Bengals.
Chris Bruce doing, dipping into his bench. As Garfield looks for help. Demby. That's Jade Bryan on the floor, number 13 for Blaine.
Bohr is posting up Herzig right now, and she wants it, but they're not finding it.
Garfield. The Bengals navigating their way through the zone defense. There's a steal for Kayla Bohr, and they'll reset. MD trying to find Bryant on the perimeter, can't, and a turnover for Blaine.
For MD, that's a good idea. You know, you slash and kick. That's what you're supposed to do. Pass just a little bit off the line, but you like that thought process. Get those Blaine shooters some opportunities. I thought we'd see more threes by this point. We'll see if that starts to pick up here as the first half closes to an end. Almost 6 left.
Grace Johnson controls. Grace Johnson, great basketball player, but she wants to run cross country in college.
I wouldn't want to run cross country in college.
We have a foul on the shot there. We're going to get some free throws. See who they call it on. A lot of bodies in the area. And they will get Jade Bryant. See replay here.
Yeah, that's a blocking foul. Not supposed to do that, Tom.
And Hannah Herzig up to 3 points.
Something that we've mentioned a little bit, but Madison Schmidt's defense on Geyer has been so impressive in this whole entire first half from what we've seen. Geyer's inability to get the ball, and also on the rebounding front. We haven't seen her get that many boards.
Madge Haney walked. Thought about the floater, hesitated just a bit too long, and good call by the ref. It'll be Centennial ball.
Haney's body language has just been a little bit off all game long, a little bit indecisive. After some early makes, she hasn't had a great second half of this first.
Cougs controls. He's on that outstanding Centennial soccer team, and a foul. I believe they will get Bryant again. And indeed they will. 15th foul for Blaine. For the bonus not in play, but
that's a good foul, though. Good contest. Don't let the crasher get to the rim. Cummings can shoot. Could have stepped out.
Herzig finds her way open. Anderson again, offensive rebound. Can't get the putback. Here comes Garfield. Now in the hands of Kayla Bohr. Bohr's got 10 points. Haney's open for 3. Haney launches. That's no good. Bohr's there. Her second effort doesn't go, and Neil Cummings with the rebound. Anderson. That 3 connects. Jody Anderson. And Centennial takes a 27-26 lead. She's up to 17 points.
It's the Anderson and Bohr show. It's the two players that have the most confidence right now.
Bohr tries to respond. And Madison Schmidt. It's going to be a jump ball. And it'll be Centennial basketball. Madison Schmidt thought she was fouled
Well, by the time they blew the whistle, she already went up with the putback. But again, credit Geyer again. How many possessions ago was it that fought for that loose ball? That was an early whistle. But again, ref, it's a tough job. We're not doing it, Tom. I'm not going to put myself in their position. But questionable call. We got one of them on the board.
Jade Bryant comes away with the rebound. Haney, the crossover. Haney, can she finish? Yes, she does. Little fist pump.
And she needed that, and she knew it. That's a big confidence booster. As the point guard, she creates a lot of her own offense. She's been a little passive in this first half. I want to see her be more
Cummings
aggressive.
wants to do it herself, and she will. Seen some strong takes.
She has that ability. She has that confidence to get to the rim. Strong player, good quickness, good right hand. Why not use it?
As Garfield tosses it to the Centennial bench. Another turnover for the Bengals. Dave Bryan will head to the bench. And back in is Letitia Franklin.
Franklin brings a lot of energy for this Bengals team. We've seen a lot of that in this first half, but with Franklin on the court for Centennial, you got to be careful. When you think you're too open, you are, because Franklin's coming on that double. You saw it right there.
There's a three for Cummings. That's no good. Johnson hustles down the rebound, tosses it to a Bengal. That's Anna Garfield. Garfield, right-handed shot, good. Goes back on top. Under 4 minutes now. Remaining in this first half. Herzig. And for Anderson. Why not? She's red hot. Anderson got it to go and one.
Good luck.
Can't stop Jody Anderson. 19 points in this first half. Looking for 20 here at the strike.
Well, Anderson did a good job of getting the switch at the top of the key. And then all of a sudden you have the point guard Allison Terry on her. And Jody Anderson's going to eat her for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's what she did. Gets and one, can't convert, but still. Anderson asserting her presence physically in this game. That's why she's got 19 points.
Haney the other way. This offense tries to find some rhythm with Kayla Bohr on the bench. Franklin in the paint. Garfield drives. And Garfield got it to go. The back and forth game. Blaine back on top by one. Herzig, nice left-handed pass, but Schmidt with the steal. And ahead go the Bengals. Garfield. Garfield picks up the foul and one. They're going to get Cummings for the foul.
It's 2 of the last 3 possessions that Garfield has finished at the baskets, both of which she's kind of slowed down. The pace was going really quick at the basket. She kind of shortens up her steps, gets on her own rhythm, and you saw it there also getting into the contact. You go into Anderson. Anderson has 19 points. Guess what? Get her some fouls. It's going to help.
Garfield just completes that three-point play. And Bengals on top by 4.
And can we see some offense from Grace Johnson? She has the athleticism, a great ball handler. I want to see her get to the rack. She has the speed to do so, too. She's been too passive in this game. I want to see her take some more shots.
Herzig's in the corner with Bohr. And Herzig, nice take. Big block! And a Garfield comes out of nowhere.
Awesome help defense.
Haney hustles down the other way. She loses it. It's going to be off a Cougar. And we'll stick with the basketball on this side of the court.
And so for Haney, when you see that outside pressure come in, Allison Terry was wide open on the bottom for a three-point shot. When you're crashing and the defense crashes in on you, find your shooter. She went up with an uncontrolled shot.
There's a steal poked away by Anderson. Herzig ahead for Johnson. Grace Johnson, headed by Haney. Johnson to the rim. Johnson's shot doesn't go, but Cummings the rebound. That ball will be off a Blaine Bengal.
And Cummings threw it off of her. That's the right call. I was wondering if the referees would see it. We had the perfect vantage point from our table. And the fans are kind of like, what? She was dribbling the ball. No, she actually kind of threw it on accident, but it worked.
Big inbound. Ryan's Cummings. For 2 minutes to play, first half now. Herzig behind the back, gets stripped, and a jump ball. How about that defense? Allison Terry. Big hustle play.
And for Herzig, you just have to be aware of where you are on the court. It's not a bad idea, but when you're in the corner, you have the baseline, and then the near side out of bounds guarding you along with 2 Centennial Cougars, not a good idea to go behind the back.
Garfield gets a pick from Schmidt. She'll fire it from long distance. No good. Long 2. And 90 seconds to go here first half. Centennial had a couple of leads in this first half. Dangerous pass, finds Cummings. Off the glass and in.
That was meant for Geyer. She lost her footings. Cummings cleans it up, and an almost an impossible shot. Unbelievable angle. Head underneath the basket. Was able to put it in with a little bit of French.
And Herzig to steal. Strips Bohr. Ahead for Cummings and tosses it out of bounds. The Blaine basketball with 59 seconds. Go first half. But Camille Cummings for Centennial, she has not been afraid to mix it up in the paint on either side of the ball.
No, I mean, the guards' activity on the boards has been really impressive in this game. I mean, this is a rivalry game. The fans are into it, and the players are too. You don't see this type of intensity every single regular season game.
Bohr, offensive foul.
Yep.
And guess who picks up that charge? Jody Anderson.
Bohr hasn't scored in a while, and she's pretty upset with that foul. She's going to go to the bench. She needs to cool off a little bit. But you love that. You want that from a competitor. You want that feistiness, that drive. That's what makes you great. That's why she's been great.
Johnson.
Oh, good screen by Geyer, but when she goes, you don't want to go to three-point line, go to the basket.
Cut. Anderson, left hand, got it.
21 points in the first half for Jody Anderson. Unbelievable.
21 of 35. We're tied up here, 20 seconds to go. Haney loses it. Cummings comes away with it. And it'll be Centennial basketball. Didn't see what happened there on that whistle. But 15.2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think Haney got fouled. I think on the way up, she got hit on the hand, so the ball was technically out on her, but I think Centennial got in there a little bit. Cougars get a call.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds inside for Geyer. Geyer's shot doesn't go. Herzig, long 2. Can she nail it off the glass? It counts. And Centennial, a hard-fought first half. They will head into the break with a 2-point lead. And Herzig, there was not a foul called on that shot. Herzig thought she had it.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Her whole team wanted to celebrate with her, and she was standing on the free throw line. But 37-35 this score. What a half. What a half of basketball.
Unbelievable half. The intensity on both sides, spectacular. The skill level we saw, very high. On pace to have about a 70-point game, which is higher than we saw last time. I think we're going to see it too.
Well, it's been a good 18 minutes of basketball. We've got 18 more minutes remaining as we'll send it into break here on North Metro TV. We'll be right back. Before we go, we will look at that last shot by Herzig.
And that was definitely a foul by Haney, too. On the fall down, Herzig has no place to go. Haney almost pushes her down. And that's just kind of a natural reaction. You think you got fouled, you go to the line. And again, it was kind of awkward. We were waiting for about 10 seconds. No one's on the court. And I think she's just kind of in the zone. She had a buzzer beater. Why wouldn't you be? The refs go, hey, honey, no, the 2-point lead's good enough at the half. We'll see you later.
Herzig has 6 points. Centennial has a 2-point lead. Blaine led for most of that first half, but the Cougars up 2 here on North Metro TV. We'll be back after this.
apple core, or potato peels. That leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels. Stop treating us like garbage. Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
Share new perspectives with North Metro TV. Capture breathtaking cinematic images. Business exteriors, scenic landscapes, sporting events, or community images. With a professional videographer at the controls, North Metro TV will tailor a package for your budget. For high-quality photo and video aerials, contact North Metro TV. North Metro TV News is your source for local stories. Highlighting the issues in your community, we bring you the news that's closer to home. Join us as we explore the stories all around us, every day at 2:30, 6:30, and 10:30.
And we're back here at Blaine High School on this Friday evening. Thanks so much for joining us on North Metro TV. And what a first half of basketball we just witnessed. Centennial heads into the break with a 2-point lead over the rival Blaine Bengals. What a half it was.
I mean, it was insane. From the get-go, the pace was unbelievable, and the biggest reason why Jody Anderson, number 20, you see her right there on her screen, a dominant first half, and from the start, you saw Blaine, though, got a lot of baskets at the rim. Frankly, I didn't think Blaine played that well, and they're only down by 2 points. Jody Anderson absolutely dominated, and that's the thing for Centennial. Besides Jody Anderson, no one's really showed up to this game yet. Haney's been inconsistent, some good and some bad. Can she pick up the pace more? And again, Jody Anderson with the three. We have barely seen any threes in this game, and that's been a big identity for both of these teams at the half. There's Herzig with the buzzer beater shot. She did get fouled. They should have called it. They didn't. It's whatever. She wanted her points. I understand it, but she's going to have to settle for a 2-point lead at the half. Pretty good.
Some leaders at the half. Centennial, they're led by Jody Anderson. As you said, she's got 21 points. Blaine is led by Anna Garfield with 11 points. And Madge Haney has 9. And so we will take a look at and talk with some coaches and captains of these two teams on North Metro TV.
We're playing great defense. We think that we're really doing a good job taking teams out of what they want to do. We know that if we can play great defense, we're always going to be in some of those tough games. And then with that defense transitions into our offense. And knowing that we're a smaller team, we want to be a faster team, we want to go ahead and play more of that up-tempo. We got a lot of cross-country runners on our team, so the cross-country piece, we want to go ahead and utilize that and make sure that our endurance is maybe better than those other teams. We think that's been a good advantage to us so far, that we've had some energy still at the end of those last few games that's helped us out at the very end.
Last season went actually great. I think everyone was really willing to put in the work, and we were all on the ssame page as to what we wanted to do, and we were actually able to accomplish that, so that was really cool.
The season's going good. Our team is really bonding together, and we're working well together. And from our successes, our past successes, these past couple games, I think that we're really setting the stage for how we're going to play this season. And if we can just keep improving on that, then we'll be really good.
My team goals for this year is obviously to work our best every practice, and we're trying to get to state.
This year, I think we're a lot closer than years past, so that's been really fun just to be able to get to know people more than just players.
The biggest thing that we found to be successful is just that cohesiveness within the team, in the locker room. Last year we had a great team bond, great team chemistry, and all of a sudden it kind of took us to that state tournament where we took 3rd place.
Some of my personal goals are, I just want to be a really good team leader and role model for my team. I want to represent Centennial basketball and like just inspire other people to like come out for the team.
Obviously, a captain is a leader, someone other people can look up to. They can ask questions for guidance, just someone to listen to, just a friend.
For me, to be a captain of the team, it means just always being like the person that people go to with issues and stuff, and like I can always help people out, and I just want to be a good team leader.
I play post, and my role is definitely, getting rebounds. I kind of look over the court and make sure like people are in positions and like find out where their like defenders are.
I play point guard. I've always had coaches tell me to try to be a court general, but it's basically I try to get the team into the offense, get the ball into play.
I just love the sport. I love the teammates. I love the coaches. I just love playing basketball. It's literally my favorite thing to do. I have no idea what I'd do without it, and I just love it.
The best part of this team is probably how connected we are. I think there's no little cliques and stuff, and I think it's all like a solid team. Everyone is really comfortable with each other, and that's a really good thing.
Our team works their tails off. We think we play great defense. We think we work hard in the full court and the half court defensively. And with that allows us to go ahead and run a little bit. And I know everybody thinks that's kind of exciting, part of the game. We think we do it really well. And I think just the one thing you're going to see is that these girls are talented. They work hard. They've got a lot of basketball skills, and we got a lot of potential kids that are going to go off to play at the next level after high school.
If you're looking for a good game to watch, then you should come out and support us.
Last season, I think for us was a learning year. We had 16 games that were decided by less than 3 possessions, and hopefully that experience from last year, playing in so many close games, that we come on top on more this year than last.
As always, the goal is state, and getting there, winning our section, and getting as far as we can. And then we're just expecting to have an all-around better season this year and really show teams what they aren't expecting.
Our goal this year is to reduce turnovers, work as a team, and keep a positive attitude on the bench. I just want to do whatever I can to help the team win and get to state. And as a senior, I think it's a pretty big role just to be a scorer or help my teammates score.
We have 2 games that we played. We won both those games. It's huge for our girls' mentality going forward in terms of just getting away from last year, and this is a new opportunity, a new year this year, so we can come up with a fast start and win more games.
First, the goal for me is to consistently stay positive and be a leader for the team.
So all of those kids that had that experience last year are back, and they're athletic and they're fast. Hopefully that translates to us getting up and down the floor and playing some tenacious defense and finishing, kind of what we do best, and that's get into transition.
This year, our motto is whatever it takes, finish, and our goal is to finish every game, work hard every game, finish to the end. It should be a good run.
I love it because of the work. It takes so much out of you, running up and down the court, getting rebounds, getting steals, getting back, and then playing on your feet on defense. It's so much work, but that's what makes it fun because it demands so much of you.
The best part about being a part of this team is just seeing everyone grow together as people and players. Everyone's really unselfish, and I think we have a really good team bond this year.
Anna Smith is a senior that we have that comes off the bench as a role player. She's athletic, she's long, and she can play multiple positions. Madge
And welcome back to Blaine High School following a nice intermission. Alongside Alex Zappa, I am Tom Dierberger on the call tonight. It's been a good one. Centennial will start with the basketball in their white jerseys. Blaine with the Bengal blue, trailing by 2. And the star of the first half was Jody Anderson for the Cougars as Camille Cummings Can't get a shot to go, but Anderson with 21 points. And a steal there by Anderson. Anderson. Johnson with it. Herzig for 3. And that's no good. Still looking for our first points of this second half. This one will stick with Centennial.
The adjustment that's been made. Bohr on Anderson, but we saw how that worked. First possession, Anderson denied her the ball, going the other way. They try to get to Bohr. Jody Anderson intercepts the fast break passing, gets Centennial going on a 3-on-1. Jody Anderson has been the best player in this game. Kayla Bohr in the second half wants to show you that she is.
Kayla Bohr had, there's a nice behind the back dribble by Cummings. Offensive rebound. And this one will go to the Bengals. Bill Cummings, I mean, with all the height in this game, she's definitely not the tallest kid out there, but she's been living down there with the trees.
That behind the back dribble came out of nowhere. You talk about sneaky athleticism, word that's overused in my opinion. You see her right there. Cummings' athleticism doesn't pour out of her, but right there, you saw the fundamentals, the moves.
There's a bucket, Kayla Bohr. She wanted that one.
It's a point I talked about in the first half. Her lower body not set whatsoever, but her upper body had the ball in good position. She felt good on her hands. As a shooter, when it feels good on your hands, you just shoot it. She does it, boom, in the net.
Cummings in trouble. They'll get it to Johnson. Herzig, jumper. That doesn't go. Johnson almost gets the yellow board, but can't. Slung ahead for Bohr. And Bohr gets fouled by Anderson. She'll head the line for 2.
Good job by Bohr to get fouled, but when you feel this backside pressure, you see it coming there with Herzig, that's where you do the Euro. You go hard on your right, go back to your left, have the left hand finish. Bohr was set in stone on finishing with her right. When you feel that back pressure coming, slow yourself down, get under control, let the defense go past you, you're going to be wide open.
So Blaine retakes the lead, 37. Bohr can't make both, makes the first, misses the second. Bohr's got 3 quick points here in the second half. She's up to 13, a team high 13. As Cummings looking for help. Still looking for help. She'll find Anderson, closely guarded by Bohr. Inside for Geyer, can't get it. Good defense by Madison Schmidt. That's something we haven't really talked too much on, but Jenna Geyer only has 4 points tonight.
And it's because of the Notre Dame commit. She's going to go there for track. She's the 2-time defending state championship winner. Talked to her many times. The nicest girl in the world. But on the basketball court, she plays mean, and you got to love it. And you got to. Geyer's a mismatch, but her strength, her intensity, her durability is what's enabled her to guard her so far this game. And now Centennial kind of coming out with a little bit of a 2-3 zone. Geyer just kind of basically staying in the paint. That was about 10 seconds.
And a force Blaine to knock down shots. They do there. Garfield nails the triple. She's up to 14.
And threes are such a momentum builder in the high school game. In the NBA, you see it all the time. That's a travel. There you go.
Ref calls it. Anderson fell with the basketball. That's a walk, and it will be Bengals ball.
Centennial yet to score in the second half, about 2.5 minutes in. Bengals doing a good job of building the momentum off of the home crowd. Use that home team crowd. That's what you're here for. That's why you want to win your home games. They lost when they were at Centennial. You want to defend your home court.
Terry. Got it! Wow. Allison Terry, her first points of the game. And it's all Blaine here in the second half. Anderson gets a poke by Bohr, but they are going to whistle Bohr for the foul.
And that's going to be Bohr's third, so she's got to be a little bit careful. Didn't play a bunch of minutes in the first half, and it was because of fouls. Picks up her third. When does coach take her off? She gets 4 with 10-plus minutes left. Not good.
Anderson wants to answer from 3, can't get it to go. Cummings battles Garfield for the rebound. Haney. And Haney floats one up there. That's short. Ripped away by Anderson. In trouble. Terry. And a jump ball. Blaine basketball. Allison Terry having a nice second half. Nailed the 3. Good hustle play on defense.
And, I mean, this is the play we just saw, but how many times have we seen Blaine shoot mid-range floaters or shots. Centennial's doing a very deliberate thing. They're taking away the threes, or at least trying to. In the first half they did it, and then they're trying to take away the paint.
There's a three for Haney. Just such a high arcing shot as Herzig has herself open. Layup good. Centennial's finally on the scoreboard more than 3 minutes into the second half. It's 44-39.
As only a sophomore, Herzig's ability to catch that pass running full speed in transition and finishing with the left. It looks easy. She makes it look easy. Very difficult to do.
Bohr somehow gets that to go. Are you kidding? Kayla Bohr up to 15 points.
It's a shooter's shot. And again, it wasn't a shot, but when you have that type of touch and finesse, you feel like you can do anything.
Anderson, easy trip to the basket. She cashes in for two. Geyer and Schmidt getting physical on that last possession. That's something to watch. There's Bohr. A couple of players falling hard to the floor there, Bohr and Anderson. They're going to get Bohr for the foul, I believe.
Centennial, I mean, they collapsed. I think all 5 Centennial defenders were in the paint there. And so for Blaine, look at this, all of them. 5 defenders in the paint. Get it out to your shooters. But Terry, why are you crashing in when you got a player out there? Stay on the outside. You already made a 3 in this half. Make another one. Centennial's going to get the ball. It's very interesting. Again, I don't know how you have an offensive foul when you have 5 people in the paint. And again, Bohr, now with 4 fouls, that is the biggest storyline for the second half, easily.
She will head to the bench. Chris Brewstuen not happy about it. 4 fouls for the star player. You see her there. And an offensive foul on the other end of the floor on Geyer.
It's a hand check.
So this game's getting more and more physical, and it's the star players.
You can back someone down with your body. You can't do it with your hand, and that's what Geyer did there. And Schmidt's upsetting her. Geyer's unhappy she only has 4 points, trying to assert herself, but you can't do it in an illegal fashion. She just did.
The timeout for Centennial. Jamie Sobolik trying to perhaps calm his team down a bit in this emotional game, emotional second half, and we still got 13 minutes and change. As we take a look at this rivalry, Centennial has won the last 7 games in this rivalry matchup. They're 22-3 since the year 2007. And we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the last time Blaine beat the Cougars in girls basketball, 2016.
I was still in college.
I was too, senior year.
My Lord, what a great time. Unbelievable.
That seemed like a lifetime ago for us.
The glory days, but this is pretty
absolutely
good too. We like doing this.
Yeah, not
How
bad.
about Tom? Woo. We got a good game, Tom.
But Blaine, 5-point lead. Can they get that first win over their rival in 4 years? And they'll have to do it with their leading scorer on the bench. She's got 4 fouls, Kayla Bohr.
She's going to be there for a while. Centennial needs to make up some ground now. They're led by 2 by half. They trail by 5 already.
Terry with the left hand. Yes, Allison Terry. No points in the first half. She's got 5 here in the second.
So good. Pump fakes with the right. Geyer goes up, is able to finish with the floater in the left. Unbelievable.
Grace Johnson. Jumper. Got it.
I think that's the X factor for Centennial. I think Grace Johnson needs to score some points in the second half if they want to take it home.
That was their first basket of the ball game as Haney was in there dangerously, able to draw a foul.
I thought that was either a jump ball or a travel, frankly, but Bengals get one there. They deserve it. They've been on the wrong side of a couple of calls in this game.
Haney's got no fear going into a herd of 3 or 4 defenders. We have an offensive foul called on Blaine. I believe it'll be on Garfield.
Yeah, she had a push off. Stuck her defender inside the paint, was trying to go out for the 3 ball. They let them play in the first half, Tom. They're really kind of playing some tic-tac fouls here in the second. The rest have been much more active.
Second half's been a lot more physical, too, I do have to say.
More stoppages. We haven't had, it's been the pace of play when we've been playing, but too many whistles.
Good point. Grace Johnson. Cougars. Cummings driving. She'll lay it up and in. With hands in her face, Neil Cummings able to get it done. One possession game.
She takes a lot of difficult shots, but she makes them. And when she doesn't make them, she gets pretty close. A player certainly, I think, for Centennial that has stood out in this game. Her ability with the length to just get shots off.
Terry, Franklin. Franklin with the left hand draws the foul. She'll head to the line for a couple of free throws.
I don't know about that. I thought Jody Anderson got a lot of ball there, but she doesn't look to be contesting. But that's not Jody Anderson either. As a junior, a leader on this team, she's not someone that's going to be hounding the refs. No, she got caught, whatever.
Franklin's free throw. That swoosh on the broadcast.
Shut
Good
up,
sound.
Blake. Got a great crew here tonight for North Metro TV. Unbelievable truck, great cam-outs, everything. I mean, you can't ask for anything more. You need a great crew to have a great game. We got both tonight, Tom.
Certainly do. Franklin's got 2 points. Blaine has a 5-point lead inside the 12-minute mark of the second half. Centennial wants to get that gal going. Jenna Geyer in the post, still with 4 points. Franklin with the steal.
And that's what Franklin brings, that awareness on defense, getting some steals, you know, carving up the lane with her length.
Haney looking for help.
And Herzig's defense on Haney's been good all game long. She's made her work for her points.
Haney guarded by Herzig. Blaine taking their time. Terry back out. Herzig the steal. Centennial has numbers. Herzig poked behind. Terry got her hand on it. Blaine comes away with the basketball. Haney long two. That's off the mark. And somehow kept in bounds and a timeout. Timeout, Blaine.
Haney just has not been comfortable shooting the basketball this entire game. That's why she's done, I think, about 5 floaters inside of the paint. And with Bohr out, you need to be a little bit more aggressive. And here's Herzig. Now watch Terry bolting. And Herzig thinks she has an easy 2-on-1, and she slows down, which I like. Get under control, make the right decision. But Terry, you got to hear those footsteps coming. And again, Herzig, only a sophomore, playing top 2 player right now in Centennial in this game. Absolutely, she's brought the physicality. Her length has been impressive. Her awareness, getting a couple fast break opportunities, not only for herself, but for her teammates. Can't wait to see where she is 2 years from now, but already as a sophomore, a game like this, an experience like this, a season like this is something that can really build you up. And when you have an older sister, you're getting more minutes than her, and she supports you the way her older sister does. It gives you that confidence to go out on the court and play your best ball, and that's what we've seen.
Fun player to watch as Haney launches a 3. That doesn't go. Ball's loose. Still loose, and Blaine somehow comes away with it. Garfield gets up from the floor. And Haney's limping near the Blaine bench. We'll pop a squat on the bench. Hopefully she's okay.
And Blaine's running out of ball handlers real quick. Bohr's on the bench with foul trouble. Haney can barely put weight on her left ankle.
We'll see here. Looks like her shoe got caught up with Jody Anderson.
On that step back you saw, it looked like she twisted her ankle.
We'll talk to the trainers, hope she's okay. A key piece to this Bengals team as the ball's on the floor again, and a jump ball is the call.
You know what? That possession is a really interesting microcosm of what's just happened in this game. You have Bohr out. Haney just came out. Schmidt, realizing that, you know what, I'm going to take a shot. I think she has 1 attempt in this game. Takes a wild shot, gets her own offensive board. Centennial still has the ball, but that's what Blaine has to change the way they play now.
And we have a foul called on the other side. Be on the Bengals. And they're going to get Franklin for a push. So Centennial will get the ball underneath the basket. A replay here. So the Cougars, 10 minutes to work with, trailing by 5. They led 37-35 at halftime.
And we're seeing a 3-2 zone here from Blaine 2, trying to deny Geyer the ball.
Anderson gets her own rebound again, 3 times and 1.
She's been so good. 2 offensive rebounds in a row, paint filled with blue. And they should have called the foul in the second attempt. They don't. She's like, fine, I'll just make the third. Now you have to call it. Dominant performance. Still only her second bucket, though, of this half. Over 8 minutes in. Anderson needs to assert herself, especially with Bohr and Haney both on the bench. Probably the 2 first choices coach would have to guard her. She's now mismatched the rest of the game until Bohr gets back in. Get Anderson the ball every possession. She needs to touch it.
Anderson's got 26 points tonight. That's a season high. As we have an and one on the other side. Unbelievable.
And here's the deal. The foul's going to go on Geyer. That's a good foul, but if you're going to foul, you need to make sure she doesn't make it. Garfield does a good job of absorbing the contact, rocking back a little bit, and getting it to go off the glass. But if Geyer, you got to make sure that you block that shot. If you're going to foul, make it count, or else you get an and-one opportunity like this.
Geyer's second foul. Centennial's 4th as a team in the second half. Garfield can't get it to go. Cummings the rebound.
And here's the thing, Geyer doesn't have the matchup tonight. Sometimes no matter how good you are, sometimes a team just has your number. So for Geyer, it's about how do I affect this game by not making baskets. That's her task the last 9 minutes of this game.
Centennial maneuvering their way through the zone. Ball stripped, Grace Johnson has it. Cody Anderson thought about the 3. Johnson in the corner. 9 minutes to go here, 4-point ball game. Herzig wants the triple. No good. Garfield the rebound. Terry for a jumper, no. Franklin the putback, yes! Right place, right time. Letitia Franklin filling in wonderfully for Kayla Bohr. Remains on the bench with 4 fouls, 8.5 to go.
And this hybrid 3-2 zone is really giving Centennial problems. And they're doing this for Jody Anderson. It's an easy way to double Anderson. Good kick out by Geyer. Swing it. Oh, Cummins, you got to take that shot.
Anderson is doubled. Franklin again. And a jump ball. Guess whose ball? It's Blaine's. A lot of jump balls tonight.
Anderson has played so well. That's really the first mistake I've seen her make. I don't know why she didn't dribble out of the double. The double was coming both from up front. She had room behind her and beside her. Instead, holds it. And for Centennial also, if you're a surrounding player, you need to get open on the perimeter and shoot the shot. No one wants to shoot for Centennial right now except for Herzog and Anderson. Both of them need to give their teammates more opportunities. And when they give them, they need to capitalize.
Garfield wants to drive, and shot's not going to count. We'll have a foul on Grace Johnson on the floor. So that's Johnson's first, but the 6th team foul for Centennial. So the bonus going to be in play here for Blaine pretty soon. Centennial, one more foul before that happens. MD gets it in bounds to Garfield. Blaine trying to take down the 9th-ranked Cougars and get a win over the rival for the first time since 2016. That's 7 minutes and 40 seconds to do so. Good cut. Schmidt with the left hand draws the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2. Foul will be on Geyer. That's her 3rd.
For Centennial right now, Jody Anderson has 26 points. The rest of the players on the court for them combined have 8. You need someone else to score. You need someone else to assert themselves in this game. Blaine's had 2 of their highest scoring players on the bench, and they haven't made up an inch. In fact, they've lost 2 points since that's happened. Haney, meanwhile, on the bench, just put on an ankle brace on her left foot, her shoes back on. I think she's going to come back in. It looks like she's testing it out on the sideline with the trainer. We'll see.
Be big for the Bengals. Try to close out their rival. Plenty of time. Nice spin move, Grace Johnson. Swung around to Anderson and picked. Her pockets picked by MD. Goes up strong and draws the foul. Sydney Coobs, the sophomore, will be whistled for the harm. We'll get some free throws.
And that's a good foul, but you need to be more aggressive on the offensive end. She had a wide open shot and she passed it up. And there's Anderson on the turnover, and she knew she was dribbling too wide. The tuck in deep. But again, when you see that tuck in defense from Blaine, pass it to the corner. Johnson is wide open. Centennial's not doing a good job of being decisive enough. That's what we saw from Blaine in the first half. Their inability to make decisions. Haney back in the game, mind you. Her ability to control this game the last 7 minutes is going to be the difference if Blaine can hold on to this lead or not.
Can't get the free throw to go. The Bengals are in the bonus now.
And she's not 100%. Haney's wobbling.
Haney left the game about 4 minutes of game time or so ago. Back in now as Geyer falls to the floor, and the foul will be on Schmidt. Two have been physical with each other in the paint all night long. Very physical basketball.
Schmidt saying, she pushed me. I don't know about that. Geyer fell right on her back, though. Her initial reaction was a grimace in pain, so we'll see how she responds. I've loved the intensity from both players. Schmidt working just a little bit harder because she has to. She doesn't have the size advantage.
Geyer backs her down. She'll dish it to Johnson. Johnson, shot doesn't go, and Garfield the rebound.
It's a good shot by Johnson. Just take one more dribble to get a better angle for that layup.
Haney back in. Haney with it. Top of the key. It's to Schmidt. Tightly guarded by Geyer. The clock is Blaine's friend, but 6:30 left. Here's Haney for a three. Yes! She got it!
That is enormous. And it was all because Anderson got picked up top, leaves Haney open. She's gonna make it.
Hoobs the shot. That doesn't go, and Terry comes away with the rebound, and a foul's called. They'll get Herzig, the senior Herzig, for the foul. We'll see the replay of that big three from Haney.
Haney's ability just to catch and shoot. How valuable is that? And especially with the high arc. All of these Blaine shooters shoot it so high, almost touching the entire ceiling. What do we got? 9-point lead, Bengals. They just ruined the clocks. Okay, we got it on our scoreboard. 6 minutes left. Tom, just the momentum. It's absolutely shifted. It was absolutely tilted, in my opinion, in Centennial. Their ability to knock out this crowd in the first half, very impressive. But in the second half, Blaine has done everything right.
They have, and one thing we haven't really talked about much is the program of Blaine. This is a great season for the Bengals. They've got 14 wins, looking for number 15 tonight. This is a program that has had 2 winning seasons since 2010.
Unbelievable.
This is only the 3rd season since last decade, 2010, with 10 or more wins. So, I mean, that comes with getting girls experience, getting Kayla Bohr on the floor as a freshman, as a sophomore, and I see her as a senior, but this program doing big things under Chris Bruce doing.
And you got to give a credit to the ability to develop players. I mean, take a look at Blaine girls basketball schedule coming up. Hello, got to close out the season strong. Coon Rapids, we're getting the dub, playing Centennial tonight, we'll see. Rogers Maple Grove, 8th team in the state right now. I can't wait for that game next month. We're already going to be in February. I don't know what has happened to time. Got 6:06 left in this one. See how it closes down.
Another big matchup coming up for Blaine against Park Center. Currently ranked 5th. They got that guard, Adalia McKenzie. Standout team, standout player.
37 points per game. Unreal.
Unbelievable. It was a one-on-one situation for Terry. She connected on the first. She'll get a second opportunity. Blaine, biggest lead of the night.
Man, and Terry is a frisky player. Only a sophomore, 5'6". Probably is going to grow a little bit more. Great handle. Belongs on the court. And you can see it. Her ability to defend. She's gotten some turnovers in this game, too. So valuable.
Johnson off the pick. Can't get the roll. A nice take to the rim. But no doing. Bengals trying to add to this 10-point lead. And a travel called on Terry. A turnover, critical turnover for the Bengals. 5:45 left and counting here at Blaine High School. Johnson, free pass to the rim, yes, cashes in this time.
I mean, 3 out of the last 4 possessions, it's been Johnson at the rim. Previous 2 she missed. That one finally able to go in. Love to see her stay with that aggressive nature. Again, someone besides Jordan Anderson has to score. Johnson doing it right now.
Embiid handles a wild pass, and at this point you wonder when Chris Brewstuen is thinking about putting in Kayla Bourne. And they have an 8-point lead now, which is pretty comfortable, but a lot can change in very little time, as we've seen in this game. And wonder how long the Blaine Bengals want to go without their star. Plays like that, Anna Garfield, which is back to a 10-point lead.
A quiet 18 points for Garfield to lead all Blaine scores.
She had 11 in the first half, 7 here in the second. Anderson looking for help.
Madison Schmidt just denying the ball from Geyer, working so hard to make sure she doesn't get it.
Geyer left-handed shot, no Grace Johnson offensive rebound. Second effort doesn't go. And Garfield slows it up. We're within 4:20. Stolen. Anderson. Layup good. It's an 8-point game. And Jamie Sobolik, the first-year head coach, wants to talk with his team. Still plenty of time. Jody Anderson up to 28 points, a season high for her. What a night it's been.
And this is something where you just can't telegraph your pass. And you also, if you're going to do a pass to the high top of the key, you got to put some mustard on it. Anderson sees it coming, easy breakaway. She has the speed, no one's going to catch her. And Haney, especially with the bummed out ankle, is going to catch her too. So, you know, it's been interesting. Blaine's been basically hiding her on defense. They're not having her guard a scorer. And then on offense, she's a ball handler. And at the high school level, varsity level, that's what you need at the end of the game. So you need players that can have the ball. They're not going to panic when the double teams come. And here's the thing, folks. This has been a great game. If you want to see it over and over again, get some Blu-rays from NorthMetroTV.com. Obviously, you got to do it. And hey, my goodness, future Bengals may be right there in the crowd. You got to love it.
Right, we saw this youth team get introduced before the game. Such a cool moment for those young basketball players.
Well, you know this, Tom. When you're that age, the varsity players feel like giants. Now, we're old people with facial hair and stuff, and so it's a little bit different now. But when you are young and you can, when you see your role models right in front of you and you get to step out onto that court, you see how high that basket is. It is kind of something that can motivate you to keep on your journey and, you know, eventually be that varsity player that can help the next generation. That's what you do. You keep on passing it along.
Guess who's back on the floor for the Blaine Bengals? Kayla Bohr, the leading scorer. Schmidt, wild shot, rebound pulled down. So Bohr's, of course, got to be careful with those 4 fouls. Doesn't have any to give this last 3:50. There's a 3 by Coubs, and Bohr the rebound.
It looked good, just missed everything.
The Blaine 8-point lead. Garfield, Haney wants the triple. Off the mark, no. Ball goes in the corner and out of bounds. East Centennial basketball. So the Blaine Bengals have their 5 starters in: Bohr, Haney, Garfield, Terry, and Schmidt. For Centennial, it's Grace Johnson, Jody Anderson, Jenna Geyer, Hannah Herzig, and Sydney Coubs with the ball there. Johnson fires a triple. That's too long. Bohr the rebound. Rips it away. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Terry can't get it to go. Bohr all of a sudden comes in. No. Fade away from Garfield. Splash. Nice post move. Anna Garfield. She's up to 20 points.
Blaine just wants it, man. I mean, we've seen it this whole entire. In the first half, it was Centennial dominating the paint. In the second half, it's been all Bengals.
There's an answer.
Geyer finally got Schmidt moving, was able to get past her on the lower block. But where's that been for the previous 34 minutes of this game?
Geyer is held to 6 points after that basket. Here's Blaine, nice cut. Terry, yes! Allison Terry has been huge in this second half. 8 points. to her name tonight. Grace Johnson tries to respond here. In the corner, Herzig, no. Terry the rebound. Haney, the dish to Terry. Nice bounce pass to Schmidt. And Anderson the rebound for Centennial. Inside the 2-minute mark here, Anderson. The head of steam draws the foul. And she'll go to the line for 2 shots.
This is going to be the Anderson foul. Yeah, she got hacked. Madison Schmidt has missed her last 2 attempts in the last 4 possessions, and she's just tired. She's been working so hard to stop Geyer this game. She's probably worked harder than almost anyone in this entire game. And you know what? Yeah, I think 0 points. But that's the type of glue player you need. You need those players that don't care about their offensive stats. They're just going to hustle, give you everything they have. They're going to get the rebounds. They're going to get the steals. They're going to do the dirty work. You can't have 5 players on the court that all think they're the best. That's never going to work. You need players that know their role. And the Bengals in the second half, that's exactly what they've done. They've done what they've needed to do. Their shooters have shot. Their cutters have cut. And Terry's ability also to make open baskets and make great decisions as a sophomore in the second half of this game, extremely impressive.
Jody Anderson, 30 points tonight, a 30-piece here at Blaine High School.
Ooh.
Garfield, Euro step. Her shot doesn't go. Bohr, is that a foul? No, it's a jump ball. So here's a replay. Garfield's Euro step. Bohr the rebound.
Our director, Kevin Kipp, who you guys might know, snuck into our ear, and he's right. Blaine's, they've been shooting the ball almost immediately, and they have a 10-point lead with 2 minutes left. I don't know why they've been doing
Herzig, scoop and score.
And so for Blaine, they should hold the ball. I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't shoot. And I hate that type of basketball, but in high school, if you're not going to have a shot clock, it's what you should do. It's the smart thing to do. It's not fun. It's not great to watch, but it's what wins games.
Blaine's been in this position before. Ahead to Herzig. Herzig saves it. Coubs gets fouled. It's a 6-point game, 54 seconds to go. And we have 2 free throws coming up. And a big steal. But Blaine has been here before, Alex. Last time these 2 teams met, they led 62-58 with a minute 30 to play. Now they lead by 5, could be 4 after this free throw with a minute to play. They've been here before. Can they protect this lead?
History says no, but can the new generation do it?
So a couple of big free throws for Sydney Coubs. And we have a ball game, 64-60. Blaine will get the ball after this timeout. Wow.
The thing with Blaine is they have a lot of good shooters. And so for Centennial, you want to identify in this time of who you want to get the ball. Who you want to eliminate. Haney, don't want her to touch it. Bohr, no. Don't give her the ball. Garfield, no, I don't want Garfield to touch it. Terry's been good, though. You'll live with Terry. Madison Schmidt is frankly the player. You want to basically guard so Madison Schmidt gets the ball, get her there, and then you got to foul.
We'll take a look at what Centennial's got up next. Tough schedule, Andover, a big player in that Section 7. And Elk River, another team that's bounced in and out of the top 10 this year. A couple of good opponents coming up for the Cougars. First, they got to come back and get this W over Blaine. Blaine will inbound, up by 4. And a turnover. Centennial ball.
Wow.
Off the hands of Terry and out of bounds. So Geyer, who was out after that timeout, she'll check in for Cummings.
So here, this is what's in Geyer, 6 points, not close to her season average, close to 20 this year. She's usually an automatic bucket. Do you give her the ball or do you give the hot hand Jody Anderson the ball? See what the point guard Johnson does.
Cougars have done this before last time. Blaine and the Cougars met as that ball is off the knee of Kayla Bohr. It'll stick on this side. Last time it was Hannah Herzig taking over in the final minute. Let's see who steps up if they can complete this comeback as Herzig will inbound it. 44 seconds. Remaining on that clock, Grace Johnson. Gives to Anderson, big three on the way, and a switch. It's a 1-point game. Terry with it. Haney looking for help, and Garfield sends it ahead, and she'll get fouled, and we'll get some free throws.
We got ourselves a game, dear Berger.
We sure do. Blaine is in the double bonus, so we'll get 2 free throws here. Another look at the foul called on Geyer. Geyer's up to 4 fouls, by the way. First of 2 is good. Clutch.
If you're down by 3, do you keep it for the last shot? Or do you try to make an easy 2 foul and get it down to 2?
And another.
You should call a timeout.
Ice cold. Anna Garfield, the team's leader with 22 points tonight. 20 seconds for the Cougars to go. Terry almost pokes it loose. Herzig in the corner for the tie. She got it! Oh, she got it! With 10 seconds, 66-66. Here comes Haney. And a timeout with 7.5 seconds to go. Hannah Herzig does it again to the Bengals. This game is tied.
I think she's taken 6 threes in this game. I think that's the second one she's made, and not since the first half. Now, look at this, though. Oh, no, both feet are behind line. For a second, I thought it should have been a 2. No instant replay, no way to fix it.
Oh, that bench went wild.
Here's the deal. Tom, you've talked about it a couple of times, and you were there for that game. Blaine blew the lead last time these 2 teams played, not on their home court. On their home court, they've blown another one. They were up by 10 points with 2:15 left in this game. That should be an automatic win. That is automatic. But Blaine, and I love it as an announcer. I want to keep the pace up. As a fan, I love it. But as a coach, you have to stop the pace. You cannot be shooting the basketball 10 seconds into a possession. It's why I thought this was impossible. I can't believe the score. I thought this game was over. I thought it was over. And Centennial, what did we see? The bench started to get warm. The fan section over there, really good behind that bench, started to bring up their volume level. And Blaine's heartbeat started to go a little bit too quick. Can they calm him down now? They can still win this game.
So tie ball game, 7.5 seconds left. We'll see who gets the last shot. Here's Haney in the corner. Haney, hand on it was Herzig. And the ball will bounce out of bounds. Will the buzzer sound? It'll be Blaine ball. We'll see if they put any time left on the clock.
I think they're saying end of regulation.
And we will head into overtime here on North Metro TV. What a comeback. Centennial does it again. We'll get some free basketball here tonight.
Wow. Bruce Doohan wants a foul on that rebound. You can't call that foul. Bohr got fouled. I mean, she did. You look at the rebound. Bohr absolutely got fouled. But again, with 2 seconds left, you're not calling that. Good job by Herzig. She got a piece of it. You know, that's not a foul. Bohr goes up, a little bit lopsided, kind of leans into it. She just runs into Geyer, falls down. I don't know. It's a physical play at the end of the game. It's kind of like a pass. You throw a Hail Mary at the end of the game. There's going to be pass interference. Wow.
That is a glare if I've ever seen one.
Well, she kind of did a head fake at her, too. But here's the deal. I love that intensity. But she also has 5 fouls. So remember that. She's 1 foul away from fouling out. She should have gotten teed up there, frankly. Thank you, Tom. 4 fouls. 5th, she's gone. Blaine, how do you... all right, rewind, reset. Blaine, you just blew a 10-point lead. How do you acclimate? I think you still have the better ball handlers on the court. You have better scores. Centennial, they just got back in this game. The momentum's all theirs. Who scores first? Again, it's really stupid, but I think it's whoever starts this overtime off hot in the beginning, I think is going to take it home because the start is so important. If Blaine gets on the board first, the fans get into it, they're coming back. If Centennial gets in first, it's us against the world, and that mentality usually works.
Look who is meeting here for the tip. Schmidt and Geyer, 2 players that have been battling all night. The referees chatting with the scorers table over there. Maybe going over some overtime rules.
Jody Anderson with 36.
Monster night, by far season higher. Previous season high was 26. And the Cougars will get the first chance to put some points on the board in overtime. Now, one thing, we talked about it, Hannah Herzig, last time these two teams met, took over in the final minute, scoring 6 points. Tonight, nails a 3, clutch block on the last possession. Unbelievable player. As Cummings gets a shot batted away from her. Haney, the high sky jumper doesn't go.
Great possession by Cummings. She gets back on defense, contests a shot from behind, and even gets the rebound. That's why that was an air ball. She didn't block it, but she got in her way.
Grace Johnson dishes it out for Cummings. Back to Johnson. Nice pass. Great look and a bucket. Cummings up to 8 points. Here's Schmidt on the perimeter. In the hands of Bohr, who has 4 fouls.
If I'm Blaine, I'm trying to
almost poked away by Herzig. Wow. He's come alive.
In the conference from Terry right now, a lot of Terry ball. A lot of minutes with the ball in her hand. Anna Garfield has a lot of points in this game, but she hasn't held the ball very much. You want to get that player the ball.
Ayla Bohr inside for Schmidt. Schmidt will toss one up. No, Herzig the rebound.
Bad shot selection so far in this overtime.
Herzig in traffic finds Johnson for 3, and she got it. Centennial has tonight's first 5 points in overtime. Bohr and the Bengals trying to respond. Here's Terry. Haney wants a 3. On the way, off the mark. Ball's loose. Johnson. And jump ball. And it would be Bengals ball. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left.
Only 5 points scored. It's been all Centennial.
Haney wants another 3. And she cashes this one. It's a 2-point ball game.
That's such a good move by a junior player. You pump fake, get your player in the air, dribble over, quick release. Her ability to just get that shot off no matter what so quickly. So impressive.
Anderson takes and draws the foul.
And Garfield disagrees, and she should.
So Garfield, that will be her 3rd foul.
But you know what? That's kind of the Anderson effect. Anderson goes to the bucket. It doesn't go in. The refs think something must have happened. When you have 36, you're going to get those type of calls.
Can't get the first to go. A big miss. And we see the foul. Definitely hand on that elbow.
That's, I don't know, Tom. I don't know. In the beginning, a little bit.
Ball to the line. Let's see what she can do here at the line. She passes in the second. So a 3-point lead, still a 1-possession game. Anderson up to 37 tonight. But not quite the show. It's the rival Bengals. Definitely don't need a 3 here if you're Blaine. Ball's loose, out of bounds off Garfield. Centennial ball.
And Bohr has been awfully quiet in this overtime. Jody Anderson, are you kidding? 5 steals, 2?
Here she comes. Trying to add to that 37-point total. Can't get it to go there. Big rebound. Who was that? That was Schmidt. Garfield. Ball's in the hands of their best 3-point shooter. That's Haney. Terry wants to tie it. And she does! Terry! 11 points!
Her first 3-point attempt of the game, and it goes into tie.
Wow. Tie ball game, 1:05 left. Johnson for 3, that's too strong. Clanks off the back of the iron. And Haney has it. Blaine with the basketball. Under a minute left. Haney wants the lead. And she walked. Basket doesn't count. Heartbreaking for Bengals fans.
They've been giving her that all game. Let's see. 1, 2. No, that's a terrible call.
So a questionable call Gives the ball back to Centennial. Anderson dishes it to Geyer.
First touch he's had this whole overtime.
Back out for Anderson and a timeout for Centennial. Tie ball game. 35.2 seconds left.
Catch your breath.
Wow. What a night it's been at Blaine High School. And oh my.
Well, these players are exhausted. I mean, we're pretty close to the court here along the sideline, and you can just see every step hurts, just working hard to do anything. And just the thing I'm kind of astounded by is the three-point shooting. We saw almost none of it in the first half. A little bit in the second, but towards the end, a bunch. And in overtime, it's almost everything we've seen. So is it because we're tired? Is it because we're trying to catch up? I think it's because, frankly, we're open. And here's the Northwest Suburban standings. What a tough conference this year, my Lord.
Got Maple Grove in first, 6-1 record, Andover 5-1. These two teams with 4 wins apiece looking for that elusive 5th win in the Northwest Suburban Conference. And they're going to have to do it in overtime here. 72-72. Teams come out of this timeout. Quick look at the top 10 rankings. The undefeated Hopkins and Paige Beckers. Unbelievable team. They are unbeaten at 18-0, but Centennial, they're at number 9. Centennial was ranked 5th last time these two teams met. Fall to 9th here, but still a top 10 team. Definitely a top 10 program in the state of Minnesota. So Anderson gets it. Johnson thought about the 3, crosses over twice instead. Will dish it to Herzing. Herzing.
Why don't you want
Anderson
to shoot?
for 3. Off the iron, no. Johnson the rebound. 19 seconds. Centennial can hold for the last shot if they want to. And why wouldn't you want to?
Clear out, Geyer. Get out of the paint.
10 seconds. Giving Anderson some isolation here. Here she comes. She's doubled. The dish to Cummings. Cummings is blocked. Anderson's there. Put back. No! And the buzzer sounds. We're going to get more basketball.
Wow.
Centennial had about 3 great chances there in the final, 3 seconds. Take a look here.
What was it? You had Garfield.
Garfield almost passed it right to Anderson.
That might have been the easiest bucket she could have had all game.
Wow.
Oh.
So we're going to get some double overtime tonight.
I mean, this is one of the best high school games I have ever seen, easily. Centennial gets out to a 5-0 lead in that overtime, and then Blaine comes back and ties it.
This is Blaine's 2nd overtime game of the season. They lost their first overtime contest against Providence Academy back on December 3rd. But, man.
Got to work on your game all day, every day.
That's right. He's ready to go in.
Oh, look at that mustache. That's all pro right there. Put him on the first team. 2 mustaches there. Is it coming back?
I think it is.
Maybe. Some great 70s music, a little disco action, setting the mood for OT. Double OT.
Double OT, so we're going to see a tip-off between Schmidt and Geyer for the 3rd time tonight. Anna Herzig will find the ball in her hands. Another 4 minutes on the clock here at Blaine High School. Two teams battling for that 5th win in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Blaine fans on their feet. What's the call here? Offensive foul.
That's terrible. Her feet weren't set. I don't know.
Offensive foul, Jody Anderson. That's her 3rd.
That's punishing. If you're in it, your feet have to be set. Terry's moving along with the defender, and I don't know. Player falls down, you call a foul, but I don't like that one.
But how big has Terry been?
Oh, she's been unbelievable
for the Bengals in the 2nd half on.
Crunch time minutes from a sophomore. You can't ask for anything more. No, she's been unbelievable. Jordy Anderson deserves that call.
4 to Terry. There she is. Jumper doesn't go. Grace Johnson sends it ahead to Herzig, to Anderson, left hand, good. Double overtime. Anderson up to 39 points tonight.
You want to know why Boer's
Herzig swats it away, and she comes away with it. Stolen by Boer. Boer the other way. She's got to be careful. She's got 4, and she draws the foul.
I think it's an offensive foul.
And that's an offensive foul on Boer, and she will sit for the rest of the night. Oh, my.
I mean, if you're going to call the offensive foul on Anderson, you called on this to watch. And she had made up. I don't see a foul, honestly. Wow. A lot of interesting calls in crunch time and in these overtimes. But that's the players are forcing them to do it with how hard they're playing. The effort's been unreal.
There's a call on Terry. Terry's second foul. So Blaine down 2. They'll have to navigate the rest of the game without their leading scorer, Caleb Boer. They did for a good chunk of that second half.
Johnson's going to miss. The one thing I want to say, Tom, how important has Grace Johnson's ball handling been in overtime and in the second overtime? Her sturdy presence, she's made some clutch baskets too, but just having a player that you know isn't going to turn it over, can handle the moment, so important. A senior captain, coach said she leads by example. You're seeing it in this game.
8 points for Johnson, 2:30 left. Emdick in here for the Bengals. Herzig almost pokes it away, but she's whistled for the harm. Hannah Herzig's hands are so active on defense. In her harassing the Bengals ball handlers all night long, almost comes up with another steal.
And that was all ball. What I don't like is the referees have been calling fouls from the looks of it, not what's actually happening. You know, it's overtime, someone loses the ball might go the other direction. Oh, here, let's call a foul. Watch the game, see what's happening.
Big free throw here for Haney. Got it. Clutch. 1 point game. Both teams in the double bonus. One might come down for free throws. 2 free throws, I should say. It's Geyer trying to find the cutting Anderson, swatted away by Garfield. Herzig for 3. This is a big one. Of course she connects. Woo. Hannah Herzig with another big 3. She had one earlier in regulation to tie the game at 66. In the final 7 seconds, another big one there. 4 point game, 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Timeout. Chris Brewstuen wants to chat with his team. 1 minute, 46 seconds. 4 point ball game. There she is, Hannah Herzig connects again.
And that's a shot she passed up with 8 seconds left in the first overtime. And I don't know why you saw Johnson and Herzig pass up wide open 3s. Anderson would eventually take a contested one in the corner. You have to have, if you're on the court, it's for a reason. You have the talent, you have the ability. The coach is putting you in the game to do what you know how to do best, what you've been doing your whole entire life. The sophomore that time does it. Pull the trigger. You have that ability. She shows it there. And you've been talking about it all game, Tom. Maybe one of the most important players to this rivalry this year, a sophomore who last year didn't get much playing time whatsoever, this year coming into her own this whole 2019-2020 season.
78-74 the score. Blaine with the ball. Trim it to a 1-possession game here. Definitely do not need a 3. Plenty of time. Emdick left-handed dribble. She wants it. She draws the foul and makes the bucket. How about that coming off the bench? Emdick, the replacement for Caleb Boer, just did that. And it's a 2-point game. Could be a 1-point game with his free throw. Got it.
That's clutch. I mean, you call your own number coming off the bench, 6th man, left-handed through the lane, up and under. Wow.
Unbelievable. So the Cougars up by 1. 80 seconds to go. Here's Cummings. And a whistle and a travel. Blaine ball.
And that's the right call. When you're in overtime, you need to put the ball in the hands of the players you want to score. Cummings has been good this game. Not the best ball handler. If you're Grace Johnson, you have to have the cognitive awareness. Who am I giving the ball to? Who is going to take advantage of this opportunity?
Almost poked away again by Herzig. Emdig has it now. 1 minute to play here at Blaine High School. Garfield for the lead. Yes! Anna Garfield. She's got 24, and Bengals have stormed back. Take a 1-point lead here. Cummings, beautiful layup, doesn't get the roll, and the Bengals get the rebound and a foul. And it's empty. My goodness.
And that's a foul. Jody Anderson reaching in from behind, you can't do that. And for Geyer, you got to be a physical presence. If you, on the defensive boards, double OT, you have got to bring it down. Got to put yourself in a position to get that rebound.
She connects on the first. It's a 2-point lead. You can hear a pin drop in this arena. She's ready to shoot that free throw.
But that's the thing, Bohr goes out, you get fresh legs on the court, changes the dynamic. You have 9 players on the court that have been playing 15 minutes straight.
Got it. So they'll have a 3-point lead. Centennial, they've been here before, down 3. As Terry gives Johnson a hard time going down the court. Herzig, a 3 from the corner, comes up short but gets fouled. Hannah Herzig, when the game's on the line, go to her. And she can tie this game up from the free throw line.
The thing is when you're 5'10", you can get almost any shot off. That's a foul. Can't run into the shooter. Oh, man.
Still 29 seconds on the scoreboard. She hits the first. Look at that Centennial bench.
The pressure, though, as a sophomore right now.
Herzig, second one. That touched every part of the rim.
That's as close as you can get to not making it before it goes in.
Here we go for the tie. Herzig. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And a timeout. Herzig gets mobbed by her teammates, but there's a lot of work to do still.
Is there 3 overtimes? Do we just keep going? When do we stop?
When does the shootout come into play?
Well, if this was a section game or obvious state, you could obviously keep going. I've never had this before.
Let's keep playing.
I would love to.
Let's keep going.
Well, I mean, this is absurd. Wow. And you know, when you get these double OT games, the stat sheets start filling up. We're seeing some points across the board, too. And Jody Anderson's been stuck on 39 for a while. We'd just love to see her get 40. Pretty fun.
Big great. Season high coming into tonight's ball game, 26 points. They're past that by a long shot. Wow, what a game here on North Metro TV. 29 seconds to play. Tie ball game. And it was Hannah Herzig coming again for the Cougars.
Tom, if you're Blaine, do you give Centennial a chance to have another possession, or are you eating up all 30 seconds?
That's a good question. I mean, 30 seconds to hold on to the ball against this Centennial defense.
That's what I'm thinking.
Very hard to do.
It's a long time.
It's very hard to do against this length of this Cougars team. So Centennial's not going to let them do that. I mean, with the hands of Hannah Herzig and the ability she's been able to produce those steals, I mean, they got to get it over the half-court line first. Centennial doesn't press or anything. Tight defense, 23 seconds. Haney, stolen away by Jody Anderson. 18 seconds. There's Johnson with it. And a whistle and a timeout. Timeout, Jamie Sobolik, the first-year head coach, wants to talk things over.
So our director, Kenton, is saying that Centennial doesn't have a foul.
Doesn't have a timeout.
Or excuse me, a timeout.
The scoreboard says 0.
I mean, they must get 2, but in overtime. But I don't know, because they only put 1 up on the scoreboard, and so then Centennial did call the earlier timeout. Whatever, they're giving it to them. Besides the point, at this point, we'll see. What, I think 13 seconds on the clock, something like that, 11 on our scoreboard. Who do you draw the play up for? I don't think it's going to be Geyer. I think you get the ball in Johnson's hands. But here's the thing. If Johnson is going to be passive and give it to Anderson, just give it to Anderson. You want someone who has the length to finish at the basket. And to me, that's either Herzeg or Anderson. Find a way to give them the ball. But Cubes is someone that can make a clutch shot, too.
So Cubes is on the court alongside Anderson, Geyer. Herzeg inbounds to Geyer. Johnson's the 5th player. Geyer wants it. 8 seconds. Geyer throws it up. Ball's loose. Comes away to Garfield. She doesn't have time to dribble it out. And a whistle and a timeout. And Blaine's going to get the ball with 3 seconds left. They'll have to go the distance of the court from where they had the ball when the timeout was called.
And Jamie Sobolik calling the number of who's been his best player all season long. And she can't make it. A pretty good look, a hook shot contested, but clean on the release. No one was there to really block it. It just has not been her night. She's played how many minutes? She's still stuck on 6 points. Receiving average is 19.8. Madison Schmidt, I mean, you can't give her enough credit. She's been battling all night long. The biggest possession of the game, her presence is what stopped that shot. Unbelievable.
She's been great all night, and maybe the most impressive point of Madison Schmidt's game. She's got Madison Schmidt has 1 foul after doing such a great job of getting stopping Geyer from scoring the basketball. But we're seeing the Blaine boys basketball team coming from their road trip tonight. They were over at Centennial tonight. They ride the bus back to their high school, and they're going to cheer on their Blaine Bengals here for the final 3 seconds, and nothing happens. Another overtime period. So 3 seconds. They're going to put another second on the scoreboard. So the official scoreboard reads 4.3. 81-81. Blaine needs to travel the distance of the floor. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Here's Garfield. She's got to get it off. She does, and no good.
I think we're going to keep playing, Tom.
So we're just going to keep going. Put another 4 minutes on that clock.
Wow. This is absurd. I don't know if I'll ever see this again.
81-81 the score.
I got a bedtime. Thank God I don't have kids.
9 o'clock here, Central Time.
I mean, this is laughable. I just, what great basketball, coupled with some sloppy basketball, but that's what happens in overtime. The nerves crank up. These kids might not have ate since lunch, okay? Maybe a little bit of a Snicker snacker after school, but
I might have to go head up to the concession stand.
Yeah, sure. I could use a Tootsie Roll or something. That'd
Absolutely.
be kinda nice. Again, Boers fouled out.
Yep, Kayla Bohr, the Bengals leading scorer. She'll have to watch. She's been the lead cheerleader over there on that bench, standing and shouting at her teammates over the first 2 overtimes.
And so Jody Anderson now has 4 fouls. Geyer has 4 too. No one on Blaine has more than 3. So all of a sudden, when these games continue to go on, foul trouble becomes a real big problem. So for Jody Anderson and Geyer, you really can't be too aggressive on offense or defense because you are susceptible to that foul. Blaine should know that. Their coach has hopefully peppered them. You got to go at those 2 players.
How about this atmosphere tonight? Picking up in the third overtime period here. Centennial comes away with a tip. Some defense chants coming behind us from the Blaine student section here on this Friday night. Pass down on the baseline, out of bounds. Geyer tried to get it to Anderson. Chucked it out of bounds, and Blaine will have the ball, trying to put the first points on the board in this third overtime period.
Can't get caught in the air, especially in overtime. You can't lose your dribble. You can't put yourself in a no-win situation. So overtime is about playing safe.
Garfield, MD, Haney, Terry on the floor for the Bengals as they hustle there and get an offensive rebound. And timeout for Blaine. I think we might set the state record for timeouts.
Probably.
In a game.
I mean, that's 3:21 left in this game. That's a really interesting timeout to call. They should not have gotten that rebound when the ball comes out all the way out to the three-point line off of a couple of hands. Lucky draw, lack of a hustle potentially.
Tired legs.
Absolutely. I mean, how could you not be?
Yeah.
Full timeout. If you're Blaine, you're drawing up a three-point shot, I think. I think you're doing an inbounds play. You're trying to get either Garfield or Haney a three. I mean, you want to get as many points as you can. Sounds obvious, but three ball's been good to them in the later half of this game. I don't know why you'd go away from it.
So after the game ends, if it ever does, we will go down to the floor and chat with a few players.
Can't wait.
Who do we pick? Every player has made a big impact tonight.
Because we can only kind of do two, maybe three. I've been kind of it's been in the back of my head this whole time. And I've been writing down stats. I've been crossing them out because now they don't exist anymore. And I don't know. I don't know,
Terry's made
Tom.
a big three. Haney's made a big three. MD had that huge three-point play to take the lead last overtime possession. I mean, everyone's contributing, and it's been a well-played game by both teams. There's MD firing a three, too long. Another offensive rebound. It's Garfield. Haney's open in the corner. Teammates don't see her. MD for three. That's off the mark. Terry there, though, picks it up and puts it in the bucket for two. Bengals have a 2-point lead. 3 minutes to play. Terry with 13 points. Student section cheering their Bengals on, and a steal. MD comes away with it. It was poked by Schmidt.
Jody Anderson has been playing so hard, and right there, she just didn't have enough energy to go after that ball. Just hasn't had the same stamina. How could you?
Haney behind the back dribble almost loses it. Gets tied up with a teammate, and another timeout for Blaine. Both MD and Haney win for it there. Ball almost crossed that timeline. And now we'll see it there behind the back dribble.
I thought that should have been over and back.
Couple of teammates. Wow.
That's about as close as you can get. Wow. And on that last possession, too, Madison Schmidt battling, getting on the floor for that rebound, just poking it out there. Again, that's Tyrone. Madison Schmidt is going to finish this game with no points, but she's maybe been the most important player. I mean, that's how absurd this game's been. You hold Geyer to 6 points, and we've been playing for, 50 minutes? And we got some dancing going on in Blaine?
Wow. We got a dance-off in the stands here. Here we go. Reel 'em in.
Oh, can't handle that. Oh, hey.
Everyone's having fun tonight. We're having a lot of fun tonight. Wow, here we go.
I'm more of a lower body dancer. Can't do much up top. We got some hoops. Oh, got to start the scoreboard.
There we go. 2:25 to go. Haney launches a deep two off the rim. No. MD, another offensive rebound for Blaine. MD to the hoop.
Got it. What? The offensive rebounding for Blaine's been the difference. They have 4 of them in this period.
12 points off the bench for her. Herzig for 3. That's no good. The rebound out to Cougs. And it's a Jump ball. Go to the Bengals, and it will.
You'd hope if Blaine scores here, it's over. And that shot, I mean,
Lexi Emdig. Great game off Chris Brewston's bench tonight. We climb under the 2-minute mark, 2 minutes to play in this third overtime period. A lot of free basketball here tonight from Blaine High School. Wild pass, Schmidt controls, bounce pass, Terry. Her shot doesn't go. Anderson falls to the floor, and they're gonna get a foul to leave on Schmidt. So we're gonna get some free throws for Jody Anderson. Now what Blaine wants, they do not want to give Centennial opportunities for points while stopping that clock.
Jody Anderson, this is a good way to find your rhythm, find your shot, get some confidence back. She doesn't score. She's been stuck on 39 for a long time.
Yep, this one's for 40. There it is, 40 piece.
What a game.
Unbelievable. A big milestone for the junior star. Putting on a show tonight. Can her Cougars come back again? They're within 2 now. 1 minute, 34 seconds. Haney, her shot is short. Geyer pulls down the rebound. Great rebound there by Jenna Geyer. Needed it. Centennial can tie it or take the lead here on this possession. Anderson crosses over, bounce pass. Herzig, wide open shot, too strong, and Garfield the rebound. 1 minute and 2 seconds to play. Officially here from Blaine. Wild pass, Haney tosses out of bounds, but it's off Johnson.
And literally, Haney just doesn't have enough energy to stop herself. In the first half, she's dribbling, she stops, no, easy. Jordan Anderson's line, meanwhile, phenomenal. 41-5, and her free throw shooting has been unbelievable, which might play a factor in how this game ends. We've already seen it.
Blaine.
We
Ball
couldn't
was
see
out of
it.
bounds off the hand. Grace Johnson, I believe. Got a packed student section here. Garfield inbounds it cleanly to Terry. Terry looking for help. 51 seconds. Inside for Schmidt. Schmidt spins around. Met by Geyer. Ball's on the ground. And Emdig is there for the shot. And the foul, it counts. This place is going nuts. Another three-point play for Lexi Emdig. You see her scurry in there for the rebound and put it back up. And one.
She, not a starter. One of the first players off the bench. Has easily been their best player in overtime.
And she's taking the place of their star player, Kayla Bohr, who fouled out the first overtime, I believe. Here's Grace Johnson, her team down 5. Not out of it. Jody Anderson from 3, can't get it to go. Johnson with the offensive rebound. And there is that Garfield, no, that's Schmidt, tied up with Cougs. It'll be a jump ball at Cougars basketball.
Madison Schmidt, track runner, more of a high jumper most days. But her ability with that background to have the conditioning to get to that ball in the first place is just staggering.
Jody Anderson, big 3 on the way, and connects with 18 seconds left and a timeout by the Cougars. It's a 2-point game, 18.8 seconds left. Jody Anderson, this triple got her to 44 points.
And a great looking shot. And here's the deal. You go to the free throw line, you find your shot. Because over the course of a game, who knows when your last jump shot is. There comes a certain point, you get so far removed from that, you need to feel it again. You just need to feel the ball in your hands, feel it come off. Those 2 free throws is what set up that shot. And good for Centennial to give her 2 chances at it. Missed the first, they get the offensive board, they work the ball to her eventually. I mean, that's clutch. 44 points? Grandma can barely stay up, it's so late.
So it will be Blaine basketball with 18 seconds remaining after this timeout. Blaine with a lead, a 2-point lead. And really, it's all about getting the ball to the other side of the court cleanly.
I agree.
Without having these pesky Centennial defenders get their hands on it. And they're all good defenders out there right now for the Cougars. Hoobs, Anderson, Geyer, Herzig, and Johnson. The Bengals, it's Garfield, MD, Haney, Terry, and Madison Schmidt. 18 seconds, here we go. Centennial presses. Haney doubled in trouble, and a whistle and a foul. Centennial almost had that steal near midcourt. So we'll get 2 free throws as Blaine is in the double bonus and has been for the last 7 overtime periods. And we're in the third.
Anderson and Guy are both with 4 fouls, so they really can foul. You need someone else to handle those that time.
And guess who's at the stripe? It's MD coming through again.
And the look on her face, almost a carbon copy of Bora. Just the intensity, the drive, a little bit of a Mamba mentality.
And pushes it to a 2-possession game, 90-86 with 16 seconds. Grace Johnson hustles it down. Herzig from the corner, she's made one there before, almost makes that one. Rebound comes out to Terry. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and a foul. Terry will head to the charity stripe for 2 shots. And unbelievable. .5 seconds to go, 4-point game. Terry can push it to 6. Splash, that's a first. Terry's a player, averages 6 points per game. She's up to 14. She had 0 at halftime. Second one, got it. 3.5 seconds left. For the first time tonight, I can comfortably say that this ball game is over. For the first time since 2016, the Blaine Bengals have defeated their rival Centennial Cougars, and the fans will storm the court to congratulate their Bengals. 92-86 is the final. And they did it for a majority of the night without Kayla Bohr, who was in foul trouble. A great scene there at midcourt. The Blaine Bengals break it down. Bengals move to 15-4 overall. And again, for the first time since 2016, they defeat their rival Centennial Cougars. The Cougars drop to 16-4 overall on the season. We're gonna step aside here on North Metro TV, but don't go anywhere. We got interviews coming up next.
Blaine, Minnesota, located just 15 miles north of the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, is one of the fastest growing full-service communities in all of Minnesota. Blaine features great amenities such as the National Sports Center, home to the USA Cup Youth Soccer Tournament, the largest youth soccer tournament in the world, the TPC of the Twin Cities Golf Course, and many great parks and trails. Blaine has life cycle housing for families of all sizes and income levels, from apartments to townhomes to starter homes, with high-end executive homes and senior living facilities also available. Blaine's employment opportunities are numerous and diverse. Blaine is home to high-tech companies such as Infinite Campus and Streamworks, as well as many well-paying industrial and light industrial companies located throughout the city. Retail shopping and dining opportunities are also abundant in Blaine, with retail centers like Northtown Mall, the Village of Blaine, and Victory Village. When considering where to relocate yourself, your family, or your business, Blaine should be at the top of your list.
And we're back at Blaine High School. A thriller tonight, 3 overtimes, 92-86 the score here tonight, as we'll send it down to Alex Zappa, who's courtside with Madison Haney, Anna Garfield, and Lexi MD.
Thanks, Tom. We have some Bengals here, and we'll start off with Lexi Imdick, who played such a huge role in all 3 overtimes. This is a rivalry game. Yeah. This is a rivalry that you guys have been on not the winning side of most of the time. To be a part of the biggest reason why you guys did win this game, what was it like out there?
Honestly, like, it's just putting it all out there, and like we knew how much this game meant to us. And like when you get out there, like you just have to like shake everything off and like leave your all on the court. It just felt like amazing to like win finally for like so long. It's been forever since we've beat this team.
As an underclassman, where do you get the confidence to come out on the court and take those shots? And most importantly, make them 2-and-1s over the 3 overtimes? Unbelievable.
Honestly, it's just like my teammates. Like my teammates are there for me and they keep pushing me. And like the support from them just makes you want to like keep going. It's just my teammates.
How important are these 2 seniors right beside you leading the way this year? A big part of the reason why this team might be a top 10 team after this win?
I mean, this is a junior.
Yeah, I know. I said that. I'm like, God.
They're
Upperclassmen.
huge
Autocorrect.
team. Like, they both score a lot every game. They're a huge part of our team. And I think that they, like, bring a lot to this team. Like, without them, I don't think we'd be where we are.
All right, go get some food. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Anna, I think you had a game-high 24. The scoring got out all over the place. Yeah. To finally take down these Cougars. Since 2016, how does it feel? I mean, I don't even know if you can put it into words.
Yeah, I really can't. I mean, you know, they've got us last time we were up near the end and they got us. We were disappointed in ourselves and we wanted it bad, and I think it showed. I mean, we were down in overtime, the double overtime we were down, but we came back and it feels really good to win.
In that 3rd overtime, it looked like you guys just had a little bit more energy, a little bit more drive. Where does that come from? How did you guys find the ability to persevere after 48 minutes of basketball?
You know, our coach just helped us out and encouraged us. He said, all right, we're not going to come out with a loss after 2 overtimes. We've worked so hard. We were busting our butts out there all night, so we wanted to come out with the win.
To be a part of the senior class that takes down these Cougars on your home court. The boys team got back here and able to see you guys win. To be a part of the team that finally did it, for you, how does it feel?
It feels great. You know, we've got a lot of experience the last few years, not a lot of wins, but we all have learned a lot, and now it feels great to just put it together our last year and get some wins.
Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Haney.
Hi.
You were out of the game for a little bit with an injury.
Yeah.
You come back, leading the charge, point guard every single possession. How do you handle single overtime, double overtime, triple overtime, being the person that's holding the ball most of the time? How do you keep your nerve?
I'm not going to lie, I was kind of gassed, but I have my coach, I have my teammates. Like, even though Kayla was out, she was with me like through the whole thing. I can always see her on the bench, and I knew they had my back, so I had to have theirs.
How important was the home crowd in that 3rd overtime, being able to get ahead and have that momentum behind you?
It was really cool. It really helped. The boys don't get to see a lot of our games because we play back-to-back, so it was really cool that they got to come back and watch us because we support them, they support us. It's cool.
You beat a team that right now is in the top 10, number 9. Yeah. What's the ceiling of this team? How far can you guys go?
We want to go to state, make a run. That's been a goal, so we're hoping this year's the year.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Guys, 3 unbelievable Blaine Bengals. An unbelievable win. 3 overtime game. It's fun to see. We'll send it back over to Tom.
Thanks, Alex. like he said, yes, 92-86, the final. 3 overtimes. We'll run through a few of the leaders in stats tonight. For Centennial, it was Jody Anderson putting up 44 points, a season high for her. The Blaine Bengals, the winning team tonight, led by Anna Garfield with 24. Madge Haney had 17. Lexi Emdick off the bench had 17. And a guard, Terry, had 15 points on the night. It all added up to a 92-86 win in 3 overtimes, a thriller tonight. You can watch this one on demand on NorthMetroTV.com and on our channel as well throughout the week. So with that, I will send it off for our director, Kenton Kipp, for my partner, Alex Zappa, and myself, Tom Dierber, and the rest of the hardworking crew here at North Metro TV. Thanks so much for joining us as Blaine ends a big losing streak to Centennial. 92-86 the final in 3 overtimes. Good night.
Better fall, cause I'm all in.